Hola, what's up, everybody? Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I wanted to give it a few minutes for people to join. Wanted to go over the updates. I didn't get to cover some of the updates today. I was kind of busy, but I figured I'd jump on, even though I took magnesium. I'm ready to go to bed, but I want to do some of the updates and also Destiny. Boy's been snapping, wilding out. Quite a bit of people interpreted his statements as calling for the more deaths of conservatives. We'll get into the clip, but he basically said that we need more conservatives to be afraid at these events. We need more. Basically saying we need more deaths so they can be afraid to not speak out. But let's start with some of the updates. I think you should. And Hassan Piker, it's crazy the things that they let that guy get away with. Hassan Piker. This particular part is pretty old, but I just wanted to do a quick mention of it because there was this Utah-based trans militia group. They're saying Armed Queers Salt Lake City. They're saying that this page was deleted the day Charlie Kirk was killed. Just a little tidbit on that. Now, the Discord thing, there's a lot going on with Discord. And, he was in a group, I think a group chat. And the problem is people are saying they believe there's a Discord cover-up, Discord lied. Judd Hoffman, Discord's VP of Trust and Safety, said they found no evidence that the suspect planned this incident or promoted violence on Discord. And seems like that's not true. I'm going to play the video from Kash Patel, but it's Charlie Kirk. Discord says platform not used in suspect's murder plan. It appears suspect in Charlie Kirk's shooting appeared to confess in Discord. So that's pretty wild, crazy. Let me play this clip for you about the Discord.
Ed, CNN has learned through the Washington Post, reporting from the Washington Post, that the suspect in the Charlie Kirk murder apparently confessed to the act on a Discord chat.
Yeah, this is walk you through what the Washington Post is reporting, according to two of its sources, that in about 2 hours before the 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was taken into custody, he used a Discord social media app to message a group of friends on there where he said, "I have some bad news. It was me at UVU yesterday." And he then also went on to thank them and telling them that he would be surrendering and thank them for, quote, all the good times and laughs. What is interesting is that according to the Washington Post reporting, that message and those messages were sent about 2 hours before he was taken into custody. And if we walk you back to last Thursday night, about 2 hours before is when authorities were holding the press briefing where they released those video images of Robinson allegedly running across the rooftop of the building from where authorities say he was able to get the vantage point to be able to shoot and kill Charlie Kirk last Wednesday here on the Utah Valley University campus. And so all those messages were being sent at the same time that authorities were releasing the latest video and these new images of the person they believed to be the suspect. And at the time, it was very clear that authorities had no real clue as to who the suspect might be or where he might be. So it's kind of fascinating to piece together the timeline, because then it was shortly after that where he was confronted by his father at some point about whether or not he was the suspect and the culprit of the shooting. And that is what got the ball rolling to bring authorities to his home there near St. George, Utah, in the southwest corner of the state, where he was taken into custody around 10 p.m. last Thursday night. So this new reporting from the Washington Post, according to two of its sources, that in this Discord group chat that the suspect confessed to.
So we know that the suspect confessed to his friends. Kash Patel, I think this morning, talked about couple of different things. This was
There's more than 20
Discord.
individuals. But this is a great point. I want to lay out how this works. People think we can just get in these group chats and immediately find out who's in them. We, the FBI, are the investigatory body supporting multiple prosecutions and ongoing investigations. And that's another point. Our investigation at the FBI is ongoing. And there are scores of people in this Discord chat room. But we have to effectuate legal process. We have to go out there with search warrants so that if prosecutors want to later use this evidence, it's not tainted by being illegally obtained. We, the FBI, are running the investigation pointedly on the Discord chat group. There are scores of individuals that are going to be spoken to. There are also lots of family members and friends that have already been spoken to. And one more point on forensics. We were able to obtain in record time the text message chain between the suspect and his live-in partner, as well as other critical cellular information from our CAS team that analyzes cell phone data towers in the area to pinpoint the locations of the suspect and other individuals he was speaking with. This is critical information that the FBI processed and got to prosecutors so they can lawfully use it in a court of law. And our investigation, our interviews continue, but we've learned some shocking things when we spoke to his family and friends as well.
Wow. And so this was earlier today, too. I didn't get to cover this stuff, but this was the whole, they've matched DNA. I'm surprised I guess it's cool that we get to hear it, but they're putting out all this information. I can report that today that the DNA from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
We flexed all resources the FBI had and surged multiple air assets as soon as this shooting occurred. We were cycling in agents, evidence response technicians, hostage rescue technicians, and special operators in and out of Utah, cycling evidence back and forth on these FBI planes as soon as we could so that there was no delay. And what we did, once I got there, along with the deputy on the ground around 5 p.m. local on September 11th, was walk the entire crime scene, including the foots the suspect himself took. And what we learned was there was evidence, DNA evidence that could be collected and had been collected, including a screwdriver that was found on the rooftop. Also, we went over to the scene in the wooded area where the firearm was discarded, and the firearm had a towel wrapped around it. It's important. I'll get back to that later. I even walked into the wooded area in the ravine, so I knew from my investigative experience what I could bring to the table and what decisions I needed to make. And having the support of President Trump and the full support of the White House was what we needed for these resources to happen. And I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
Okay, so that's kind of just going over all of the little things I didn't get to do today. This was really interesting, too, that there was a note that doesn't exist anymore. I guess it was destroyed.
Written note? Did he write a written note before the assassination attempt? That's what the governor said yesterday. And what did that say, if you could share?
So what I'm able to say, I'm sorry. So what I'm able to say is I addressed it partially earlier, is that the written note, we believe, what did exist, and we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
We're going to get to Destiny here in a second. Wait, did we do this too? Oh, this was really interesting too. Confirms Charlie Kirk's assassin had a text exchange with another individual stating he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and that he was going to do so. This person says confirming that outside persons or group had knowledge of the plan ahead of time. Let me just hear what
his family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology, and even more so in these last couple of years. And he had a text message exchange, he the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it.
What?
Individual, in which he the suspect with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
That's really interesting. So beforehand, before the murder, I guess.
Those are factually accurate investigatory findings by the FBI that we've handed over to the local authorities and the federal authorities to make their prosecutorial decisions. But I believe in this instance of such public importance, the public has a right to know. And I've told you I'm committed to transparency, and that's what I'm doing here today.
Why didn't that person that he was talking to, why didn't that person say something?
What the?
You know, our investigation is ongoing. That's a great question, and we don't have an answer on that just yet.
Interesting. Okay. So maybe somebody knew beforehand. Destiny. Okay, let's get to Destiny. Because this one, I wanted to jump on and check in with you guys because I hadn't been on all day. Destiny, he's a political commentator. He's a streamer. He's big on the online scene. He's had his own controversies. I guess it's a long history, I guess. But he's an online streamer on the left, and he was on Piers Morgan. Some episodes came out. But I wanted to play the controversial clip first. Let me see. I had it here. A lot of people are talking about this right now. Destiny, quote unquote, you need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events, so they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. I feel like he was cheering that firefighter that got killed when the Trump assassination attempt happened. He was cheering that the guy was killed. He was happy about it. So everybody's tagging this video. Congressman Brandon Gill. A lot of people on the right are outraged that Destiny continues his violent rhetoric. I'm not surprised or outraged. This is how he built his audience, just like Hassan Piker. I'm not outraged. I'm not surprised. I'm generally scared for both men. There is no off-ramp. So let me play the clip.
Not exactly like...
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I'm playing video games. Okay, I'm done today. I don't give a fuck. God, it's gonna be so fucking gay if I get killed in the next fucking 2 months of shit I'm doing. Well, the cuck shit out here. Please don't anybody.
Okay, he just keeps on cursing random stuff. Alex Jones has said as well, breaking, Steve Bonnell, aka Destiny, calls for conservatives to be killed more often so they will be afraid to attend events or speak out. It's the literal definition of terrorism. So he's saying not enough conservatives are being killed because he wants conservatives to be afraid to speak at events.
About the crime statistics? Not exactly like...
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know.
Then he goes on his little rant. I'm not surprised either by Destiny because he's said stuff like that in the past, similar stuff. These are some snippets from the Piers Morgan show tonight. Anna Kasparian blasts Destiny for mocking Erica Kirk on social media. Let's check that out.
I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you judge others.
If you're
as
going to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others are using her grief,
sense?
She's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny,
TPUSA ads 1 or 2 days after.
If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech.
Yeah, I'd be cursing everybody out.
I would.
wrath for all you mother.
Would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
and when
from
something
identifying as a
you got bullied online. It's so funny.
She said that's why I moved away from identifying as a Democrat. I think this stuff is going to be like backfiring too, because people are going to see all this crazy shit and just be like turned off.
Assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away.
And when something identifying as you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just said that you don't think about how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody cares about somebody who's grieving,
I understood
then you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen to
hey,
be. The
maybe you should
weakness in their
step back for a
arguments.
couple of weeks.
No, it's
Maybe you
not
should
about
take
the
some
way
time
I
to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I
say,
get
hey,
treated
let's
like
throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh in the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking
of the
to a
United States
guy
calling
who
for
said
civil
he'd be
war.
okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination attempt
and we're
happened.
talking to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
conservative media
There's
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck.
Oh my god, this is just crazy. I have some more clips too. This is Hassan Piker. I don't know when this clip was from. It's resurfaced at least.
Kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude. Kill them. Kill those motherfuckers.
It's amazing to me that they can do this on their platforms and not have any issues. I know this for sure is an old clip. This 9/11 clip. Hassan Piker.
This guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it. This guy.
These are those people. Here's another clip from tonight. Wait, there's no audio? Wait, I think it's muted.
Established, Cox has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry, excuse me, when?
Yes.
And they're still in denial about this shit. This is the craziest thing to me. Let's just accept what it is with the killer. They're still in denial about this. It's crazy.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said
I do
is not
know
true.
the very reasonable sounding governor of Utah has made it clear that the
he hasn't made it
you may
clear.
not want
he
to
said
hear
this.
this.
Is an ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it,
it,
Destiny. But the reality is, the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's just not true.
Let me just ask
There's
you.
no way to deal with it.
Okay,
You're living in a
accusing the governor of lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But
it's not just governor. The family said it. The FBI. Well, Kash Patel is saying it. The shooter's family. Even the partner that they had. It said Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin transgender roommate hates conservatives and Christians. Relative says. There's a bunch of stuff coming out to support that, but there's just this huge, it seems like still this denial. They spoke to a relative, Lance Twiggs, whom authorities have confirmed was in a romantic relation. They still don't believe that either. With Robinson and was transitioning from male to female, began to act differently when he turned 18, developing animosity for his family and for the conservative values he was brought up with. He hates conservatives and Christians, the relative, who has to remain anonymous. He hated us. He was not raised that way, but he, over the years, has become really detached and been radicalized, right? He has obviously gotten progressively worse the last 2 years. She said Twiggs now seems always very angry. Twiggs is probably cooperating to save their ass. You know what I'm saying? And so they're going to take all the information they can get. The relative said that Twiggs and Robinson were both heavily influenced by online gamer communities that they were a part of. I think Tyler got a whole lot worse in the year that they have been dating. They are big gamers, and obviously they have that group that influences them as well as others. What kind of gaming communities are these? I don't remember this shit when I was growing up, when I was playing games sometimes and stuff like that, you know? Everybody in my family wants justice to be served and wants no part in this and wants whoever is involved in whatever way to have to pay that for that. I don't know what this kid, the kid's got too much time living in these fantasy worlds. You know, we used to ride bikes, go play outside. We did a little bit of gaming. I mean, I had Super Nintendo. What was it? Sega? Dreamcast. I had Dreamcast and Super Nintendo, but. So where's the clip I was playing? I lost it. I shouldn't have stopped. Oh, here we go.
But sure. If it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk
Destiny should be more worried about his hard drive of that 17-year-old. He might get a meeting with the FBI for that.
He had some weird stuff, too. I don't know the whole story, but I heard something about a minor. I know there was something, too, about the woman he was dating. I guess they were like in an open relationship, but eventually she left him for somebody or something like that. He was like a cuck or something. There's all this weird stuff with him. I don't know. And his kid, too. I don't know. All this. He has a son.
Something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you expect anybody, Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump go on TV and say, all of us should be less violent?
Why do you think
Trump say that?
Why do you think
your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why is your
let me ask a
contingent
question
on Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the opposing political party.
Destiny.
You have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been broken. I actually care about the country and want to bring people together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny.
Damn, she's kind of become based. Wait, what just happened? Wait, what did I do? Oh, that was so good. Oh my god, I gotta stop touching buttons, man. What the hell? Anna Kasparian.
He cannot.
Oh, okay.
Destiny.
Okay, they edited that in there. Yeah, okay. I thought we lost it. Okay.
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump
you
go
answer
on TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent.
Why do you
can't
think
Trump say that?
Why do you
Why
think
is your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you think? Let me ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the opposing political party.
Destiny.
You have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been broken. I actually care about the country and want to bring people together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny.
Shout the crime statistics? Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature.
That's wild, man. So you shouldn't be able to go to these events. You shouldn't be able to talk. You shouldn't be able to debate. The crazy thing with Charlie Kirk, to me, like, he was one of the nice ones. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, it's a weird, like, comparison maybe. But I was thinking of, like, wasn't it Boys in the Hood? I forgot, like, the nice guy out of the group got killed. Like, I feel like it's one of those things, like, he was, like, the nice person, just trying to have conversations, trying to come to the middle with people that disagreed. I mean, I saw so many clips. You know, they took out, like, the really nice one. The nice, really, really, it's crazy. B Tim, thank you for the 10, says he secretly recorded a bunch of people and had one night stands with it. Oh, I heard about that, and he got hacked and released. He also sent a 17-year-old a video to Willie Mack, who's a YouTuber. Oh, Lord, who called the cops on him. Oh, okay, good for him. Call the cops.
Sure.
That's crazy, man. Crazy. This clip here.
You see, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You call Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic. You people have
indeed.
gone out
You're
of your way.
absolutely right.
You have gone out of your way
let me make the
to
case.
do everything
Let me
possible
make
to
the
cultivate
case.
this.
Let me make the case.
Oh, yeah,
Will you
just
allow
made
me to
your
speak,
case.
brother?
You
Come
just
on, man.
made your
Come on.
case.
No, you haven't made the case. If you think I've made the case, then you're not interested in dialogue.
You just said this brother over here said this.
You very, very
You called
different
him
than brother Charlie, man.
neo-fascist. That's
You
what you
very
called
different
him,
than Charlie, though, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I can
it's
make the
rhetoric
case
to
for that,
people
too.
like you that got that man killed, sir.
No. There are
Yes.
such a thing as neo-fascists. But Pierce, why you have a brother on who's not going to allow nobody to speak, man? We're just wasting time. If all you're interested in is making your money, and you bring this brother on it, and nobody can say a word, and we can't even mourn Brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with Brother Charlie. This brother's going to say, oh, this kumbaya and so forth. No. Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility. And look at him laughing now. It's a joke, man. Pierce, it's not worth it.
Where's he going?
Neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Is he part of your neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Yeah.
Where's he going?
Charlie himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act. Does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow when he calls Martin Luther King Jr. and all?
They all like misquote what he said with that too. There was a guy that really broke it down.
There it is.
And
he was talking about the incentives for the father not to be in the home. And
there it is.
I'm critical of that. I am critical of that. You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called leftists you're talking about. But Pierce, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
It's all about
this is
making.
not worth it.
Cornell,
this brother
it's
right
all about
here
making
is
money.
part of the problem. This other brother who has a deep connection to Charlie, he's willing to at least listen. But this brother's not willing to listen.
Cornell, can you sit down? I would like you to remain part of the debate.
Yeah, he's lighting one up too.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
He's smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self. Come on, man. We don't have enough dialogue at all.
Surely you're not going to walk out in a debate about dialogue.
More?
Go on and make your money, man.
Well, he had quite a bit of time to talk there, kind of like uninterrupted.
Right. Well, it's kind of farcical to quit a debate where we're literally debating about the importance of free speech and being able to listen to each other's opinions, which seems to me completely insane.
Wow. So it's hot, man.
Why do you think that constitutes?
So Destiny made a post. Let me see what he did here. He posted Destiny, the casket, and Charlie's wife. She tagged him, and I don't know. I guess. All right, let's see what he had to say here.
The grieving widow of Charlie Kirk, when she posts an image of her at the coffin side. Why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United States is
inflame
not
the temperature.
able.
You're mocking his
it's
widow.
Already inflamed.
You're mocking his widow.
About? We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you mock his widow?
Online because
why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now
for
conservatives to continue their fight. What do you mean? Wow, she's literally doing.
Her husband just got murdered
on email. Yeah, and she's using it to drive up recruitment for.
And you can't even condemn the murder. You won't condemn it.
Can't even tell his side
You're
to
so
turn the
deranged
down.
about Trump that you cannot condemn the murder because you're waiting for Donald Trump to say something.
Off of it.
All right, let me bring in Jack. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec. I got to say,
there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down, like Biden could, like Obama could, like the Clintons could, like Kamala could? Why not?
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
It's unbelievable. I'm not the president of the United States.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you
condemn
the murder of Charlie Kirk?
He loves it.
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should
yes,
be the
it
one
was.
that is
he's still.
It actually was your side that caused it. It was your side.
This guy was raised in a white Christian
He was a
household,
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
Just
the
like
investigators
the one that killed
are
Melissa
saying.
Was a conservative, just like the people that firebombed Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservatives, just like the Proud Boys were conservatives. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Posobiec, what, the author of Unhuman, another person that Charlie's supporting. Good one, dude.
I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder.
Sipping on that red.
Charlie
Yes, you are acting like a non-human.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence in this
all
country?
right, you
Why
won't
can't I
condemn
hear
it. Okay, we've
I
all
can't hear it.
heard.
That's insane.
We've
to
all
me.
heard you repeatedly refuse to
And
condemn
we've
it.
heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn
Jack
it too. But for
Posobiec.
some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Damn.
I mean, Piers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this type of ideology where you've got someone who's willing to mock Erica, who's been standing strong for her family, for her children, she will never be able to grow old with Charlie. She will never be able to be with them again, have more children, to have grandchildren, to have those memories, to raise them. It's all gone. Every single moment of that future that they had was gone because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And now you have people celebrating it. And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up.
shit. You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude. Oh my God. You're not even inside the right bullet. You're such a disgusting
Piers.
piece of shit. Holy fuck.
What a pedantic point.
Are we
What a
are we
It's not
even gonna do
pedantic.
this?
This guy's a fucking professional
It's total
liar.
pedantry.
It's
It's total
epic
pedantry.
base.
Total
This guy
pedantry.
probably
I would like to let
Jesus.
Jack. I would like to let Jack finish his point, please.
Yeah,
and
it's just
and they'll claim there's no and they'll claim
It is pedantic. He's just finding a little minute. It was on one of the casings, whether it was shot or not or whatever. It was on one of the casings. So he's just, to make an argument over nothing, I guess he's just looking at any little whatever to make some shit about to
claim there's no leftist connection. They'll claim there's no there and then go so far as to lie and say there's some kind of Christian conservative connection when you could see the writing on the bullet casings. And so, you know, these are very common symbols associated, whatever. The point is, right, it should be very, very clear. Are we connected with our humanity or are we not?
Yeah, things are spiraling. A lot of people have been getting fired. I got an update too with where is it at? We're gonna check that out too. Apparently, you guys remember, I don't know if you remember, we covered that a doctor had, I forgot the exact words that he said. He had said something like Charlie deserved it or something in front of other nurses, and a patient just went off. And a nurse went to report it, and she got in trouble. She was suspended. Apparently, they're saying the doctor resigned, and now she got reinstated. So I'm surprised. That's great. They resigned from Inglewood Hospital. I saw this earlier today. So an update to that story. Oh, this was something too. Apparently, these people had a nice memorial, and people went and burned it down.
What happened to Charlie was unspeakable. You know, everyone is destroyed over this.
So Michael and his family created a memorial along their fence to honor the slain CEO of Turning Point USA. But late Saturday night, vandals lit the display on fire.
When they burnt that fence, that fire could have went into that house and it could have really harmed somebody.
It's the rhetoric. It's what people are being fed. There's so much hate in this world, and we need to stop.
The vandals also broke the back window.
Broke the car?
Of the family's SUV. Neighbors have rushed to provide them with support.
I saw the damage that had done to my friend, and it ruined me.
When we quit communicating with each other, when we stopped the dialogue, and we didn't, then we just dehumanize each other.
The family spent time repainting the memorial. Now they send this message to all in the community, regardless of anyone's political affiliation.
I think some people are really upset about the support that Charlie is getting, the outcry that he's getting. Some people are very, because I mean, I've seen a couple of messages, and so I guess they thought that with killing him, the message would stop, the voice would stop, and it's actually only strengthened how people feel, and has brought new people, I think, or at least interest in watching Charlie's videos. Jesse Waters here says, was Charlie's assassination a romantic overture to impress Robinson's trans partner? That kind of crossed my mind a little bit at one point. Like, was this guy a simp? You know, like a simp for his partner or for his Discord buddies? He wanted to be the top fluffy or furry, you know?
Right. So we all figured there was going to be a trans angle. So the guy was dating a trans man, whatever that means. And was this killing a romantic overture to impress this trans boyfriend? We don't know what was the motivation, but we do know that most of these trans shooters are lone wolf, mentally ill savages. This is not the case here. There might have been co-conspirators. There might have been people with foreknowledge of the attack. Did he have a cell, a little cadre of crazy people that knew this was going to happen and gave him aid and comfort? I think the investigation will show that. And this is where it's different, because a lot of these people are highly intelligent. They're highly motivated. They're well organized, and they're steeped in this progressive ideology. Luigi, Crooks, Ruth, this guy, the guy who shot Scalise, all smart people that were very, very specific about their intent, and they murdered someone in cold blood. You look at these people at these protests, they're torching cars. You look at the people at the riots, they're getting brick deliveries. They put bombs on Fox News trucks out west. These are people that are not flying off the handle. This is very well organized, and you want to say, okay, well, let's just come together. Well, how do you come together with someone like that? If they're hell-bent on murder, if they've chosen violence as a strategy to advance a political agenda. Charlie came together with him every time he went on campus, and they shot him dead in the neck. He tried to build bridges. He tried to have a dialogue, and they murdered him in cold blood. So that's where the left doesn't really understand what's been done, because if you're going to kill Charlie, you can kill anybody. This guy was not just a political activist. He was a spiritual leader of a movement. He talked about God, family, love, sovereignty, not just politics. So this was a spiritual attack, and people will be dealt with. There will be a reckoning, not violence. We don't condone violence. We would never stoop to this level, but we will drive these people out firmly.
Massive fallout. And I wonder, with all those people that got fired, I mean, some of these people are probably stewing. This thing was kind of funny yesterday somewhat, because there's a lot of conspiracy stuff going on. People looking into videos. They're like, oh, there's two people up in the crowd. There's two people, on the roof. There's two people on the roof. The guys are two. Oh, man, there's two. You got to check it out. And apparently it's just somebody standing with both of their hands up. And it's just like the perspective, or I guess the angle of the camera, that you could see that, but there's actually just somebody standing up. So there's all kinds of stuff, and people looking at the videos. And this was kind of interesting too, to kind of show a little bit of the hypocrisy of some of these people. Crystal Ball: the policing of everyone's thoughts and emotions around Charlie Kirk's death is wild. Cancel culture on steroids, backed by full force of the government. This very same people here.
Like, you know, I don't know how many of you guys watched the Jubilee episode with Mehdi, where you see these guys who come out and just be like, yeah, I'm a fascist. Dude who got ultimately fired from his job. Good. Dude who got ultimately fired from his job. Good. Dude who got ultimately fired from his job.
They started all this shit, this firing from the job stuff. Like, this is they're the OGs. They made the blueprint. They're the originators of this shit.
Good.
I mean, we need to bring back shame. We need to bring back shame. We need to bring back bullying. We need to bring back ass whoopings. We need to bring back ass whoopings. We need to bring back ass whoopings. We need to bring back when somebody crosses a bright red line society, they need to fucking know that they crossed that bright red line society. So when this motherfucker got fired, the answer is fuck yeah. So when this motherfucker got fired, the answer is fuck yeah. So when this motherfucker got fired, the answer is fuck yeah. So when this motherfucker got fired,
we don't need to play it over that many times. Jeez.
Yeah.
Get fired. Get fucked. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Get fired. Get fucked.
These are the same people that are now like, no. What? No, how could you? Greg Gutfeld just eviscerated Jessica Tarlov for making the both sides argument.
You're not the good. Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about
There's absolutely no cognitive.
What about Melissa Hortman that we just
talked about? You want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
She doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your. What about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality, so you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen. We saw a young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is going to fall apart because you're going to realize you're not the good guys. If you sat around and you defended the mutilation of children, you're not the good guys. If you sat 600, 700 cases of harassment against Republicans and you said, but what about this? What about this? And then you see this murder after calling somebody a fascist, you realize maybe I'm not the good guy. That is a hell of a realization to deal with. So therefore, you have to grasp at rationalizations. You don't have to do that, Jessica. They do. I don't believe you're part of that group, but why the hell do you have to mimic and echo that crap to us? He was a patsy. That guy was a patsy. He was under the hypnotic spell of a direct-to-consumer nihilism, the trans cult, and you know that. If you can decide that biology is false, you can agree that murder is okay and that humanity is expendable. How you cannot see that alone and see that for what the evil it is without having to attach all of these other things is beyond me.
I just want to be clear, and I want to let people speak. I in no way intended at all to minimize what happened to Charlie. I was horrified by it. I have not been on the five
but
since
the two
then.
sides argument, it's like pig Latin to a duck.
No. All that I was saying is could we have all of the information before you just say they did this? Because that is a broad brush to paint with this. And this kid
Let's have a conversation.
No.
Charlie had a conversation. He got shot. Look, I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Got tense.
You weren't here for a week. You came in here and...
Wait, you said you worked here for a week? What?
Jessica, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You weren't here for a week.
Oh, you weren't here for a week.
You came in here and it's cold, and I'm sorry. But this is a story that is immune to news cycles. It's immune to rationalizations. It's immune to bias. This thing is with us for good. And we all have to deal with that. So that means we can't live by the same arguments that you might be reading about relativism among the media. We can't deal with those stories. It doesn't matter. The media is dead to us on this story. They built this thing up. We're dealing with it. We're going to act. We don't care what the whataboutism is anymore. That shit's dead. Sorry. For the swearing as well. I apologize to the American public. I'm going to shut up for the rest of the show.
Okay. That's the 5. There was this other situation too, a viral situation. This lady, Benny Ray Oh, let me zoom it in. Sorry. Benny Ray Harmony, effective immediately. I have resigned from WICS ABC 20 after being suspended for airing nonpartisan tribute to Charlie Kirk this past Friday. Many mainstream media have been fired or punished for mocking his assassination. I believe I'm the first to be targeted for honoring him on air. My resignation is guided by values that are essential to who I am, which I refuse to set aside in order to keep a job. I chose my faith and love for country and always will. Thank you, Springfield, my home, my community, my people. God bless Charlie Kirk and his beautiful family. And God bless these United States of America. Okay, let's see what happened here.
Much for tuning into Marketplace today. So I want to talk about something for a minute, and it is heavy, so please bear with me. I want you to know that it's okay if you feel sadness. It's okay if you're grieving. 2 days ago, I lost a mentor, my first boss, the first person who made me believe in myself, that encouraged me to chase this dream that you're watching right now. Charlie Kirk. There's a lot going on in our world right now, in our country, but I want to say one thing. Lean on your neighbors. Speak up for what you believe in. I don't care what it is. I want to share with you one of my favorite sayings that Charlie would always tell us at the office. He would yell it from the mountaintops, so please listen. When conversations stop happening, when individuals become wordless, that's when violence begins. So, if you do one thing today, make it be with passion, with conviction. Stand up for your friends, stand up for your beliefs, and speak loudly, even if your voice shakes. Your words have meaning, your values have purpose. Never forget that. Thank you, CK. You changed my life.
Okay, so she did that, and she said, "This is my official resignation."
Much for tuning in.
They suspended her, I guess. Suspended for airing. Oh, so they considered it nonpartisan. That's a local station. Did she go off script or something, or I don't know? Did she just do her own thing? Because they pulled up the picture in the background, too. Somebody else had to know. It wasn't just, I don't know. While I'm still looking for my next job in media, I recommend everyone to support Charlie's family first. All right. Well, yeah, that was the drama that I saw with that a little bit. Alex Jones.
Well, Andy No has done it again.
Oh, yeah, Andy.
Almost a year ago, he discovered a trans serial killer cult around the country killing people. And when it came to a head, when they killed a Border Patrol agent, reportedly, it blew up. Now, all his reporting has led to arrest, confirmation by the Justice Department, and indictments. Well, he's been able to ferret through all the available public information and documented something I've already confirmed now from my sources in that area of Utah, that there is a hardcore nest, a trans cult in that area that has nationwide and international ties, that the reported shooter of Charlie Kirk, who's since confessed, was himself trans part of the time, but also wasn't part of the time, and his boyfriend, a man to girl, they lived together in a romantic relationship for years, and that's now all been confirmed. And the documents, the videos are coming out. They were also part of the furry cult. It was tied into all sorts of sick stuff, and let's just say the whole pedo world. And when you look at the furry people that have been showing up at events celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and saying he deserved it, you'll see on their shirts a kitty with a puppy with their arms around each other, and under it, it'll talk about, we're going to kill everybody because we don't like being human. So you start understanding, or it'll just show some furry creatures, and they'll have a code on it. Because I did this today, and you type the code in, and it's like, we're going to murder everybody, we're going to kill society, it's happening. Just like the guy that thought he was a woman in Minnesota 3 weeks ago, with the hours of him rubbing the guns and the bullets going, my precious Satan, I hate what they did with the chemicals, now I'll kill children, but Satan, children. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the footage. They tried to expunge it, but we played it. Not all of it. I played like 5 minutes of it. You try to watch hours of it. I mean, it's nightmare. And if you go to a Democrat event, they're there, and you just go over, and sometimes they'll have M4 machine guns, and they're just like, "What's your name?" They'll go, "Name is taken." I mean, literally. Or we had one of them circle us and laugh about Charlie being dead, and whisper some threats on one of those mono wheels. What are they called?
Unicycle.
Yeah, unicycles in D.C. Only person that threatened us was that, and it had a purse, spandex, tranny in a helmet, but it had like a little skull mask, and was literally just talking like a demon. So these people are everywhere. Part of their cult is they're going to kill everybody. That doesn't mean the average person that's a man to woman that thinks that, like Caitlyn Jenner or Blair White.
Right. All right. I guess those are the main updates. But I mean, the biggest thing, I guess, after everything today was this whole this text message thing. This they're saying it's a text message. They're saying that, according to Kash Patel, at least that's how people are interpreting this, that somebody potentially had prior knowledge before the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Is there an investigation into a wider plot?
Sean, thanks so much for having me. And because President Trump and the Attorney General have prioritized resources to this all-important investigation, we're dedicating every asset we have to run the reverse daisy chain analysis of anyone that was in contact with a suspect that's currently in custody, and anyone he contacted, called, and text messaged, and had chats on online social media platforms with. That's the power of the FBI. That's the resources we brought in immediately with our cell phone analytic team to use the cell phone tower data dump system to geolocate specifically where this cell phone was and who had it, and after that, who he was talking to. And Sean, let me tell you a little bit about the information we've collected. We've collected information where, through witness interviews from the FBI and local law enforcement, that he essentially admitted after the shooting and assassination of Charlie Kirk, the suspect admitted to it. Furthermore, the evidence and information will come out. I won't stylize the evidence. The Attorney General is absolutely right. We can't do that. But I will say what was found in terms of information, a text message exchange where the suspect specifically stated that he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do that. And when he was asked why, he said some hatred cannot be negotiated with.
Yeah, you're also running an investigation.
I wonder if just somebody saw that and maybe didn't take it as serious or thought that it was for real.
What's called the Discord chat room, which has scores of people on it, and text between the suspect and the partner. I assume that those discussions are ongoing?
Absolutely. In order to properly adjudicate this matter and let law enforcement hand off information into evidence for a court of law for prosecution, we have to go out and get search warrants. We have to go out and get search warrants of the identifiers that were then built off of the prior search warrants. And we are doing that. And we are going to be interviewing scores of people on not just these chats on Discord, but any communications that this individual have. We've seized multiple electronic devices from the home of the suspect and his romantic partner. We've got computers, we've got laptops, we've got gaming systems, we've got cell phones. All of that is being triaged by the FBI because that's what we do. And the resources that the Attorney General has dedicated to this mission is allowing us to move at the speed we have. As you said, 33 hours. 33 hours, Sean, this individual is apprehended.
Okay. Kash Patel was snapping too. I just saw it's now on X. He's gotten a little bit of criticism. Some people have criticized him about this case, I guess. It says here, he replied to the Senate Judiciary Democrats. This person said, Kash Patel incompetence exposed. The inexperienced FBI director has purged 5,000 plus dedicated public servants from the FBI, and when Kash Patel clearly is unfit to lead, it leaves our country unsafe. This is who he sidelined, and they're all more competent than him. So somebody coming for him. Oh, he went down a list of everybody that got, okay. 20 years of service. I mean, sometimes you gotta, clean out the house. But I don't know the details of this. So he replied back and said, if you're gonna come at me, use facts. All you have is disinformation and lies. I'll see you prime time in front of the world. America deserves a better brand of justice, and I'm giving it to them. Bring it on. Well, that's true. They got the lead. They get lead to Discord through Reddit. Reddit is a primary cause. Well, one of the neighbors had said that too. Like, So he said he was a Reddit kid, and I didn't really understand it at the time. I was like, what's a Reddit kid? But some people are entrenched on Reddit. They live their lives every day, hundreds of posts, everything on Reddit. Let me see if anything else. But yeah, there's been just a major fallout online. I mean, I feel like X is at having a online war, civil war. Nancy Mace said, we're filling a resolution to strip Elon of her committee assignments after her disgraceful remarks on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Huge fallout.
Trains.
I saw them.
And when did you hear
them?
Were they holding hands?
Yeah, they were. So, yeah, they drove off in his car, the Dodge Challenger.
The time you saw them or this week?
It was about the time I saw them. So
How long ago was that?
I would say about 2 weeks ago.
And so they look like they were coupled?
Yeah.
And he was dressed all in black?
Yeah, definitely.
And you thought he was weird?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
What was weird about him?
Just the way he walked and just the way I've seen him. I've never seen really anybody dressed all in black with a mask on, and I thought that was just quite weird.
But you were sure that they were a couple, but you have only seen them together once?
Yeah. I mean, random guys.
Yeah, so we saw that. Somebody here tagged and said, I'm curious, do liberals consider Destiny a liberal? Because a lot of the liberals are asserting that liberals don't do this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I guess he can't speak for everybody. But I believe he is considered a liberal, at least to him. I was scrolling last night. I hadn't slept the best the last couple of days, but today, that's why I kind of like took the day off. I was doing stuff, and I took my little magnesium tonight. It's like I'm gonna try to get some good sleep, hopefully tonight. But I was scrolling, and I was like, I came across like an X post. I mean, there's so many of them, but like, playing the video over and over, and like zooming in, and like at the shot and everything. I don't want to see that video, man. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see that video. As soon as I see that start to play, I close it out. I forgot I was scrolling. It might have been Alex Jones or something. They're getting the angle and going this and that. It's just too much, man. I don't want to see that over and over and over and over and over, Chris Cuomo makes a direct plea to Elon Musk. What happened? I know they were kind of beefing a little bit.
But businesses make choices. Elon, you can tell me to piss off, but I never would want anything bad to happen to you or your family or anything because of what you say. And I think you can help here. I think you and the other tech bros should change your algorithms to stop juicing and making money off the most provocative, destructive, and extreme shite. Because that's what social media has become. It could be whatever we want to make it, and it's a dumpster fire. Trust that you are catering to the few and not the many with the poison on your platforms. How bad is it? We are flooded with ideas about whether what Charlie Kirk said somehow qualifies his murder. But businesses make choices.
That's it. Okay, I thought there was more to that. There's a mass hunt going on, man.
Unfortunately, there was another school shooting today in Denver, and 3 students were injured. And obviously, the news is only going to be talking about the fact that Charlie Kirk was also in a school shooting today. He was shot while speaking at a school.
There was some type of brawl. I guess I can't play that. There was some type of brawl. This happened today. I don't know what happened or earlier. I don't know the details. I saw some people mentioning it at an event. Things to watch, I would say. Check out the Piers Morgan episode. I haven't watched all of it. I just saw the clips with you guys tonight. I'll probably maybe listen to it. I mean, I find myself trying to find something else to listen to sometimes because it's like a lot to be consuming it 24/7. I mean, I'm here streaming it because people want to talk about it, but I'm not spending the whole day on it, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot to. Matt Walsh calls for the right, unity on the right after Charlie Kirk assassination. Trump has confirmed he supports labeling Antifa and several other radical leftist organizations as terrorist organizations, and to bring RICO charges against all leftist agitation groups.
Plan on given with all the that's going on.
JLB, thank you for the super chat. Beat team, thank you. Destiny years back was planning the murder of a child. What? Allegedly, child and his father because the kid was messing with his Twitch channel and he had the gun and plan to kill him ready. That's crazy. I mean, I could believe it. I don't know, but that is crazy. I mean, I've heard of a lot of crazy stuff about the guy. JLB says, so where are the videos of him walking up the stairs? AI, the face didn't look like him. He looked much older. I know there was a enhanced picture. You're talking about the Charlie Kirk shooter. There was an enhanced picture of the guy. I think the picture was enhanced by Grok. And so there was a picture that doesn't really look like the shooter that went out and people thought that was a real picture. I wonder if that's it, but oh, look at this kid.
Okay, hi TikTok. So I am a college student and I have really been pondering over the past week politics, my worldview, and just where I stand politically. Because after, the events that unfolded over the past week and the strong visceral reaction to it online, I really sat and thought about it. Really just made me sit and think, am I on a good side of politics? Am I actually aligning with my values and morals, or am I kind of just in an echo chamber full of hate, vitriol, vilification, and just disgusting practices? So I was raised in a very left-leaning space. I grew up in a left-leaning city. I've been in left-leaning educational institutions my entire life. So I always just had that left-leaning moral compass, and it was always affirmed by the fact that as a Black queer man in America, there's people who are out to get you and people hate you for existing, and you need to stand firm in your left-leaning beliefs or else your rights are at stake. People are going to try to get you out of the country, take away your rights, even kill you and whatnot, right? So I've grown up with these beliefs for a really long time, and I've just been so firm in them, and I've been in these left-leaning echo chambers because of them, and I've kind of just...
Okay, that's why I'm considering leaving the left. Ooh, they're going to eat him up on TikTok. If they even let him post the video, if he doesn't get suspended for posting the video. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just browse a little bit, see what you guys are saying. The Axios show. JD Vance was hosting Charlie Kirk show today. Crack a Barrel made a video too, for anybody that cares. You know how they removed the logo, where they're putting the logo back after they caught a lot of heat. So they went and put the logo back. She believes he was blackmailed. What does she think? She came out with an episode today, right? Candace Owens. Well, Laura Loomer, the Babylon Bee, all of the usual suspects were publicly attacking Charlie over Tucker. That is true, though. I think I did see that. there was a lot of beef in the right side. You know, there was a lot of, I don't know, disagreements, beef. Laura Loomer, the Babylon Bee, and all the usual suspects were publicly attacking Charlie over Tucker. They were demanding Charlie dump him, and Charlie held the line. These are the facts. Also, there's audio that exists that can be released of what Charlie said to Tucker. Seth Dillon employee Joel Berry, just 5 days before Kirk's murder, trying to smear Turning Point with totally out of context clip from Tucker Carlson. These people were going to destroy Charlie for refusing to break from Tucker Carlson. According to another source, Charlie kicked off day one of the retreat by stating that if he tweeted, "I think Bibi Netanyahu should resign," he would be unfairly attacked. This allegedly agitated Seth Dillon, who replied that most people would perceive that to be anti-Semitic. I'm going to have to watch the video. There's a lot going on here. Again, as I said today in my show, this in no way implies that Israel had anything to do with I've seen people saying that too. They think Israel did it. What it does demonstrate is that they inexplicably moved to misrepresent his shifting viewpoint on Israel and extreme pressure it put him under. Okay. I don't know, man. I had heard that he was kind of giving a little bit of criticism. Maybe he was having a change of heart or something like that. I mean, for this woman, everything's Israel. Everything to her, Israel and Jews. She kind of lost me a little bit with the France president and the wife. Bill Ackman replied to Candace Owens. All right, let me take a look at this. Everything to her, everything's a conspiracy, and the Jewish people did it.
In the Hamptons, and he had more than one event, but he had.
So she's saying threats were made to Charlie Kirk during an intense intervention with Bill Ackman in the Hamptons weeks ago. Okay. Owens claimed that Kirk was having a change of heart on Israel before his death and says he was contacted by Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi has been making the rounds on a lot of channels. He was on Officer Tatum's channel. A lot of channels he's been making the rounds and doing interviews. I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. A ton of money. Ackman has denied the claims, calling him false.
Very upset, and threats were made. That is what I am told, and I will tell you that I am very happy for Bill Ackman to dispute this narrative. In fact, he was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you, and he did not provide the receipts.
I'm gonna have to watch a video, I guess, to see what exactly what Bill Ackman replied to. Let me see. He said it was false. All this drama. It's a massive fallout with everybody. There was some guy trying to say too that somebody in the crowd used I forgot what they call it, this really small handheld, like a handheld gun, but like a small little pistol that you can barely see. I forgot what it's called. There was some guy that shifted his shirt, and people kept playing the video over and over, and they were like, "Oh, he shot Charlie from the side with a little thing like this." There's all kinds of stuff people are saying. Bill Ackman, what did he say? He said, "This afternoon, Candace slandered me, accusing me of staging an intervention with Charlie Kirk in which threats were made with respect to his supposed evolving stance on Israel." That's what I heard. He had an evolving stance on Israel. At an event I hosted in the Hamptons, Candace also intimated that I blackmailed Charlie. Or intimated, sorry, that I blackmailed Charlie. On the show, Candace said that she would be very happy for me to dispute this narrative. While it pains me to drive more traffic to her program, I'm responding to clear my name. It saddens me that we live in a society where social media influencers seek to monetize the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. For the record, at no time have I threatened Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, or anyone associated with him. I have never blackmailed anyone, let alone Charlie Kirk. I have never offered Charlie or Turning Point any money in an attempt to influence Charlie's opinion on anything. In fact, my interaction is... Sorry. My interactions with Charlie have been extremely cordial, albeit limited, regretfully so, as I was very impressed by him and his work, and I will sadly never see him again. In an effort to clear the record, I share the following. I have followed Charlie on X for some time and greatly admired him. While I didn't agree with Charlie on every issue, I had enormous respect for his intelligence, vast knowledge about religion, and his willingness to take on all corners in open mic sessions on campus and otherwise. Periodically, I would repost some of his posts and video clips. I connected with Charlie when he DM'd me in late May of this year and expressed interest in meeting me. In light of our respective schedules, we were unable to find time to meet in person, so we scheduled a Zoom on June 11th. On the Zoom, he explained to me that conservatives, in particular young conservatives, were getting tired of defending Israel, and this was very concerning to him. I asked him how I could learn more, and he suggested that it might be useful to convene a group of young conservative influencers on a host of topics that could include Israel to get a better understanding or sense of how conservative community was thinking about Israel and other relevant issues of concern to young people. Damn, bro, this guy wrote a woof. Magnesium's kicking in. Okay, so I expressed interest in learning more, and thereafter we scheduled a series of conference calls and Zooms, Turning Point staff and members to assemble a diverse group of influencers who can convene for a day and a half session. In addition to getting better sense of what and where the young conservatives were on various issues, Charlie thought doing so might enable him to identify potential candidates who could launch their own campus tours. We chose the afternoon of August 4th to the afternoon of the 5th for the convening, and Charlie and members of my team worked to put together an invitation list. I offered to host a session in Bridgehampton and cover the cost so I could attend some of the sessions as I was working at the time. Okay. At the end of the event, I sat with Charlie and members of my team, and we discussed the events of the convening. Charlie believed that he had identified a number of potential Turning Point ambassadors who could launch open mic events on campus, and that he would follow up with them. We agreed to keep in touch. In short, this was not an intervention to blackmail Charlie Kirk into adopting certain views on Israel. It was nothing of the sort. Okay, let's see. TOIOTS, thank you for the 5. Crowder Antifa info video, 7 years old, mentions group of professors at Utah University. Okay, thank you. Let me see if I can. I'm done. I think I need to go to sleep. Oh, Steven Crowder infiltrated. Oh, that's interesting. 7 years ago. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Crowder.
But then last minute we found out that they weren't going to do it because we know where they meet. We were on their cryptic apps where they would text you. So it's these apps that you would download. Like, I don't know if are we allowed to say that? I don't know.
I think, yeah.
The FBI came to us for information afterwards. Like, oh yeah, we were tracking these people. There were arrests made. Because
of your undercover thing.
Well, arrests made on the people who were seen undercover.
The same people.
So they committed crimes again later that day and were arrested. So the same person who handed him a shank later that day assaulted someone and was arrested.
So Reg gets you the information, and then how do you make contact with these people?
We were part of their Facebook grouping, so we found out where they wanted to meet, when and where, and we showed up to campus, and I walk in as Jason, Antifa person, new to the organization, say I want to be involved.
Blue contacts and a beanie. That's all it takes.
It
put
didn't
blue
take much.
Contacts on?
Yeah, blue contacts.
Yeah. Why blue contacts?
I don't, just
because we're on a budget. We need a disguise.
But why do you need a disguise? You didn't think you could slip up? You thought people would recognize you from the show?
We could have been on their radar.
Yeah.
We don't know. They tried to find us in Austin. Antifa did.
Yeah, they were handing out posters. We taped an interview with Tim Kennedy, and they were passing out flyers.
Was that when you got waterboarded?
No, that was another time. And I would much rather be waterboarded. Yeah, he did. That was no joke. And I'd rather do that than the CNN 16-hour live stream. That's not a joke. Yeah, I'd rather be waterboarded. But anyway, sorry, getting off topic. But go ahead.
Yeah, so we show up at this coffee house. They're making Starbucks on campus. So I found him. met up. He gives me the cryptic messaging app.
Was it a he or she? Did you find out?
We don't know. I was sure it was a he because there was a wedding band and a chick showed up. Evan and his broad on the side gives me the app and says, "We'll see you tomorrow." So I say, "Okay, see you then." And gives me full communication. They did roll call. And it's okay. Everyone roll call. We've got Jason in the group.
Sound off.
It's like Firebird.
What was the funny one?
Undercover that Tifa. Oh, okay. Oh.
The idea is
so that
it's a Bureau event leftist and student organizations. For example, current University of Utah faculty like Cindy Geraldine, Solomon Kleppa, and Alinda McKenna encouraged and emboldened students to disrupt the Ben Shapiro event and to create chaos.
People like Ben Shapiro are the most dangerous people on this earth. And we're going to fight him tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes. Solidarity. And student organizations like the Students for a Democratic Society, because that's a thing, not only work alongside Antifa when convenient, but work with them to scope out police and even to provide pseudo-security by committing acts of violence.
Antifa is, just to be clear, it's not an organization.
That's what we want to know.
It's short for anti-fascist, and I'm absolutely anti-fascist.
And I would echo what Ian just said. Antifa as a label does not mean one static organization, but it's definitely an ideology, a movement, a stance, if you may, of anti-fascism, bar none.
We signs explicitly ask these people who show up in Black Bloc to show up, these Antifa people to show up, because, in the past we've been threatened by 3%ers, we've been threatened by neo-Nazis, we've been threatened by these people before, and their presence gives people an immense more amount of safety.
Now, according to Antifa's own words, what makes them different?
The difference between them and many of the other...
All right, I'm going to call it. I'm going to get some rest because my eyes are feeling heavy. That's their own professor 7 years ago. That's crazy. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. Oh, that real quick. Oh my God, that guy got his visa revoked. The guy that I don't even know what to call him. What's his name? Bob Vlan. They're saying this guy's American visa was revoked. The guy was like talking crap and singing and performing with Charlie Kirk, and he lied about it. Like, oh, we weren't celebrating. They're singing and dancing and saying all kinds of stuff. Well, apparently they're saying visa revoked. Wow. All right, guys. Good night. Be safe. Thank you. Love you guys. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop. Get some sleep.